welcome to Thursday Night Live for Cricket for Australians. So happy to have you here. I've danced a little bit longer tonight, getting a little bit more puffed, but I thought I didn't want to drag it out too much. For those of you that are always on time, you probably don't want to stare at me watching dancing away, but so I thought I'd just go a little bit earlier and for a little bit longer. So thanks for joining, everyone. Hope you're well. Tonight, what are we doing tonight? I went to the reject shop and I spent about $30. I'll go through everything with you tonight. And, you know, just like the Dollar Tree, we see the Dollar Tree hauls and gifts that they make in the American groups and pages and YouTube channels. I thought it'd be fun to do something similar for us. So we're going to make some Christmas themed gifts, decor kind of projects. I'll step you through all of it. We've got some iron-on, we've got some vinyl. I'm also going to show you how I finally worked out on an angled surface. So for example, with this mug here, which is on an angle, how to get the text shaped, curved, so that when it goes on the surface, it's going to look straight when I'm actually looking at the mug. So I'm super excited to share all of that with you. And I'm going to tell you how you could potentially win a $200 voucher from Laser Blanks. So there is a link to Laser Blanks in the description, and you will need to check out their website. Stand by towards the end. Don't let me forget to tell you how you can enter. If you don't know who I am, my name's Paul, and I'm from Scissors Paper Paul on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Thursday nights, myself or Natalie, one of the admins from Cricket for Australians on Facebook, we go live at 7 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time. And really, we just want to share all of our cricket knowledge and expertise with you so that you make beautiful things. If you like this video and you want to see more of this content, like, give me a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel. If you're new to my channel, type new in the comments because I want to meet you. And even if you're watching the replay, type new in the comments because I will respond to you. And I'd like to get to know everyone who's new to the page, or the channel. So let's get started. I'm just going to jump in and have a look at some of the comments. Lots of people saying hello. Bernie, enjoy your dinner. Focus on what's important. Don't worry about me. I'll be here tomorrow on the replay or later tonight if you're bored. Great to see so many of you turning out on a Thursday night. Sharon's noticed my Frida in the background. So she is made out of cardstock and she is about 40 centimeters high. Super cheap frame from Kmart. I think it cost me like $12. It came with some string and some tiny little pegs. We had peg in some photos and I just cut those off and I stuck her in there. I love her. I made her as a card as well. Cheryl's out for dinner and dinner with a show for us tonight. So am I the show? Hopefully you enjoy your dinner. I'm glad to be. I'm happy to be your show. Yes, I am happy to be your show as well. All right, so let's get started. Lots and lots of projects to go through tonight. I'm going to go through them as quickly as possible. I'm not going to do any cutting on camera because it's iron-on, it's vinyl. You guys know how to cut that. So I just wanted to spend the time talking about some of the applications, but also how much things cost. The one thing, if you call me on Sunday on my tea for 10 at 11 a.m. on Sundays, I go live on YouTube, and really it's there just to chit chat and answer your questions, but I always have a bit of a craft ready to go just so we've got something to do. But I talked about using up scraps. So tonight I resisted not using scraps. What I wanted to, I wanted to open up some new rolls of vinyl, and I didn't do it because I'm determined at least until the end of this year, I'm going to only use scraps or things that are open. So I've used some a large piece of white vinyl, but I had a roll of white vinyl already open. But everything else I've kind of pieced together pretty much was just bits of scraps that I had left over. So encourage you to use up your scraps as well. Cindy's new. Welcome, Cindy. Where are you from? I want to know where you're from. Krista's new. Got lots of newbies tonight. Hey, Krista, where are you from as well? Let me know where you're from. Stevie's watching with my brand new niece, Maggie, on the couch. Hey, Maggie. Oh, she can't hear me, but anyway, my sister's got her headphones in. I'm going to Brisbane next month, about 3 weeks less than, and I cannot wait to see everybody up there. Kay, you missed my dancing. Sorry, I just went a little bit early because I didn't want people to. I felt like all of you guys that turn up on time. I didn't want to bore you to tears with my dancing, so I went live a little bit earlier. Not to worry. All right, let's get started. So, first project. So the first project, I'm just going to show you. This was the most expensive item that I purchased. It was $10. So it was an acacia tray, wooden tray from the Reject Shop. What I did was I actually applied a stain. So I had an oil-based stain in my shed from a previous project, and I just stained this really, really easy, nothing too fancy. I didn't sand it. If you are someone who does a lot of work with paint and with finishes, you'd probably do a lot better job than I did. You probably want to sand it first, do the oil, maybe sand it down again, give it another coat, completely up to you. I didn't. I just made sure it was clean and dust free, and I just oiled over the top with a brush. You can see what an average job I did because it was on a plastic drop sheet and it kind of pulled underneath, but I kind of like this effect underneath. Obviously I could sand it and retreat it, but I'm not going to bother. But that's what I did with this. Another little pro tip, again, you guys probably know this, I did not. I got oil all over my hands, and do you think I could get it off? No, I couldn't. And then finally, do you know what it worked? Olive oil. Bit of olive oil, right off. So quick and easy, really, really good. Hey Linda, hey Chris, glad that you both can make it. Okay, got the bowl and towel yesterday. So look, sorry I didn't share the files. I will share them all tonight because they're all done now, but I've just had a bit of a week. It's been really busy, and I just didn't get it in. I was still literally getting myself organized this afternoon, so I apologize that I didn't get stuff to you ahead of time. But anyway, so this is going to be a Santa tray. And I ended up creating my own file, which I know is going to be hard to see, but we're going to transfer this onto the wood now. This is just Cricut Premium Vinyl in the white. It is permanent, so it's a gloss finish as well. So I'm just going to cut my transfer tape, about 10 inches I need. So let me get my Cricut trimmer. And just cut a 10-inch piece of this. The other thing I'm going to do as well, I'm going to be much better at trying to hold on to my scraps of transfer tape instead of throwing them out. So let's see how well I go tonight if I remember to hold on to them. Okay, let's pop that down to the side. How's everyone's week been? Can you believe it's so close to Christmas? Oh my God. Christmas is so just around the corner. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I am starting to panic a little bit. I've got a lot of work that I feel I need to get done and not enough days to get it done before I'm on holidays. But I shall be going up to Brisbane the middle of December, and I'm going to work for a week, and then I'll have the Christmas week off with my family. It'll be amazing. And then come back to the real world at some point. Okay, so let's just pop this down. So when I'm applying my transfer tape, kind of arc it a little bit in the middle there, just pop it down. Obviously there are grid lines there which are useful if you're organized enough to get those lined up. They can help you line up your design as well. So I'm just using my scraper tool to burnish this design onto the transfer tape. Yes, someone, thanks Bernie. Yeah, olive oil. I looked up a website and it said I tried soap and water. It said to use dishwashing, washing, like laundry detergent. So I tried that. It just really wasn't budging. I had a brush and everything. And then the last one was try olive oil. And I tried olive oil and it just came straight off. It was crazy. Amazing. Just shows you all those chemicals. Now I'm just removing my backing, just making sure that everything's staying on the transfer tape. And my sister's probably now realizing that this center plate is going to be for my niece. I probably should have changed milk to Great Northern because my brother-in-law's not really a big milk drinker. But I didn't think of that. This is what I love about, crafting, is that we can, particularly with our crickets, we really can customize things to whatever designs we want. So anyway, let's just pretend he likes milk. And we'll apply this design. So excuse my fat head if it gets in here. Just trying to get above this so I can try and line it up a bit. So I think it feels about right. I was saying to my sister the other day, I feel like I'm making all these things because my sister has a cricket as well. And gee, she's been doing a lot of cardstock lately, which is a bit bothersome because that's kind of my jam. But I'm like, I'm making all these things. You're probably sick of it. You don't want me to make all these things. You probably want to make it yourself. But she reckons that she loves it, and I obviously get to take it all up with me. I was going to ship it all up, so Stevie, sorry, I figured I've got baggage. I might as well just bring it up with me. It's 2 weeks away. Doesn't seem much point sticking it in a box and posting it up. So there we go, dear Santa. We've got cookies, we've got milk, we've got carrots. Love, Maggie. So let's remove the transfer tape. Oh. Now, the other thing that I should have done, and Natalie tells me to do this all the time and I never do it, is, particularly with wood, is you really always want to check that the vinyl is going to actually stick, because sometimes it can be a little bit problematic, like this one. Let's see. And I actually thought about that today. I thought, oh, I didn't actually check to see if the vinyl would stick. So it just looks like this part might be just a little bit problematic. But I might just have to leave that on there and come back to that a little bit later. But yeah, with wood it can be a little bit temperamental. So if you do have problems with it, you can treat it again. So maybe with a layer of Mod Podge or something like that over it. You can also, which I may do with this one, just set it aside and just let it kind of sit there for a bit and stew in its own adhesive juices, which is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm just going to leave that. And we'll come back to that one later. All right, so we won't be reusing that piece of transfer tape. So anyway, that's our center plate, and we'll get that finished very, very soon. Next up, what we'll do is I bought this hurricane lamp. This, I guess, combined, so this was $5, and then the LED candle was $5. Obviously, you don't need to buy the candle, but I just bought it to sort of just complete the look. But this is glass, and obviously that is plastic, but together they're $10. But what I've done is I've just cut a whole bunch of leaves out of shimmer vinyl. So I've got the gold, the black, and the silver. Now, this was actually an example where I was tempted to I wanted to use textured metallic vinyl, which is really glossy, it's really shiny, and it comes with the black as well as the silver and the platinum and the gold, but I only had gold and copper, so I didn't want to use those ones. And again, I didn't want to open up a new roll because I wanted to use scraps. And I really do love, it's probably hard to catch there, but the black shimmer is really gorgeous as well up close. It's hard to catch the sparkle, but it definitely does have a little sparkle there. The other thing that I did, so I'll show you what I did with the application here. I'm just going to lay this out. I just went pretty random with these. I just cut, I think there's 4 leaves. And again, I'll share this file from Design Space. There's 4 leaves in total. And I just sort of just cut a few of each. And then I just randomly place them around, kind of trying to keep the colors kind of separate. But what I also did was, these ones actually, in a lot of cases, you can actually just peel them like a sticker. So I didn't even bother. See if I can get this one off. This one might be a bit fussier, but I just pulled it off like a sticker. What I would do, because it's a curved surface, this way at the top and then that way at the bottom, is kind of just start from the bottom and then just kind of work your way up. Gently drop it, because you know how weird and wonderful curved surfaces can be. And then just pop it down and just burnish it out. Now with curved surfaces, they are really, really tricky. So you just need to go slow, get out all those bubbles. I'm probably not going to do a very good job tonight because I'm time poor and I don't want to sort of sit here all night and just squish out little bubbles of air, but you can see you can just transfer those quite easily with your fingers. Hey Rochelle, Rochelle's having a wee chat. Great to have you here. And again, I'm just picking up these with my fingers and from the bottom up. We'll just pop this one around here. And again, this is very sporadic. I'm just going with my gut. That one didn't transfer very well. Okay. Again, you can use your burnishing tool, your thumb, just squeeze out those little bubbles. But you can see they're just starting to take shape. And then I'm just going to place these others around here. Silk one. And so this is really good because, and the reason I started doing this sometimes was because of using the Joy. When you use the Joy, you do really basic shapes, and sometimes it's just a pain to get your transfer tape out. By all means, use transfer tape, don't get me wrong. I'm not suggesting, and for that one, it looks a bit more complicated, doesn't really want to peel off like a sticker. So for this one, for example, I will use transfer tape, which I have, my strong transfer tape. So with shimmer, glitter vinyl, you need strong transfer tape. If you buy glitter or shimmer vinyl, you will actually find a roll. If you unroll all of the actual vinyl, at the very inside, you'll find a 12 by 12 sheet of transfer tape, strong grip. So you need strong grip for these vinyls, not your standard grip. So if you are new, we see that quite a lot on the page. People saying, oh, why won't my transfer tape work? And it turns out they're just not using the right one. So just removing that, making sure it's all stuck down. Okay. And we'll put this one up here. Again, you can cut little slits into these as well if you want. Again, curved surfaces, the reality is they are hard. So you just have to be patient. Okay. But curved surfaces, they don't want to necessarily go on that smoothly, but you can see that's beautiful, that application, even though it is actually on a curve up there. So just go slow, be patient, and you'll get them on. So we'll just quickly attach, we'll pop these ones on, and then we're done with that project. Keep your comments coming. So I'm just going to reuse my transfer tape. So again, doing the right thing. And again, being very random with these placements of these. Just whatever feels right is what I'm going to do today. I think I'll pop you here. So again, curved surface, just go slow. Natalie is the queen when it comes to vinyl. So she's excellent when it comes to these curved surfaces, that is for sure. But again, just working out those little bubbles and you'll get there. Just take your time. Letting it cure for a few days as well also helps. Also warmth, so you can use a hairdryer, or you could use you could pop it in your car. If you've got a nice warm car, that can sometimes help. So with this one, we've got, I'll pop this black one again at the bottom. I'm just trying to work out my... Okay, almost done. Are you guys making all your gifts this year? I'm definitely trying to support local. Not that I haven't bought a couple of things from Amazon and a few overseas things like that, but where I can, I've definitely bought a few things this year that I wouldn't have bought previously because I thought, oh, I'm going to support these local artisans and businesses, and definitely trying to make more than I've normally done. Normally, I've always joked that I don't want to be that uncle that's like, oh my God, Uncle Paul's made us something again. So I never want to be that uncle that makes everything, but this year I'm really trying to be conscious of, I don't know, just my footprint, not wanting to sort of, yeah, make too much of a mess of the world. It's been a tough year, and try and finish on a high note. Hey, Nat's Crafty Life is here, the Queen of Vinyl. So there we go. There's a few areas there that I need to go and just finesse. So I'll definitely get onto that tonight. But there you go. Just a really nice little kind of candle. You can pop out. And I should add as well, make sure you always clean with your alcohol, your isocol, clean surface. Pop that in there. And there we go. There's a nice little gift, or it could be, I guess it was a little bit Thanksgiving kind of inspired, but yeah, it could be Christmas decor. Last year I did gold and silver, so you could have that definitely on your Christmas table, Christmas tablescape. But that is our little candle thingamajiggy. Oh, right. Debbie's saying, can you only reuse strong transfer tape? No, any transfer tape you can reuse, not just the strong. So there, I did use that piece. So well done me. I'll pop that aside just in case I need it again. So yeah, so you know, you can reuse any transfer tape. Obviously it does lose its stick after a while, but even if it does lose its stick, you could save that and you could use it if you wanted to transfer vinyl onto cardstock or something a little bit unusual like that. So someone's obviously asked about Sportsflex. Thank you, Nat. Yeah, I have used it as well, and you definitely want to make sure that it is a cold peel. All right, so next up, we are going to do a couple of iron-on projects. And I got this towel, this hand towel. It was $2.50. Okay, it's 100% cotton. I mean, it's, you know, it's pretty flimsy, but I thought this would be like a cute little hostess gift. And what I'm going to do is, so I'm going to take this up for the person I'm having Christmas with. But so using the gorgeous red, and I've found some green foil. I'm going to have Merry Christmas here. And then, because it's a hand towel, when you open up the other side, you filthy animal in the green foil. So I thought that was a bit of fun, a bit of a laugh. So that's what I'm going to do right now. So I've got my Easy Press set to 145 degrees for 30 seconds. I will just move out my cutting mat because I don't want to warp that at all. So I'm just going to pop this on here. Leighton, can you close that door, please? All right, so now I'm just going to quickly show you the heat guide because just give me a sec. All All right, so I just wanted to show you, obviously, if you didn't know about the heat guide, you can pop in what device you're using, whether it's a Mini, the EasyPress 2 or 1, the transfer vinyl, and also the base that you're putting it onto. You can see it in Celsius or Fahrenheit. I'm going to use Celsius today, and it gives you all the instructions. Now, I wanted to call this out because I'm terrible at doing all of the instructions. So I just wanted to tell you to do the right thing and don't do sometimes the naughty thing that I sometimes do. So let's go back to the split screen. So I've got my EasyPress, it's heated up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to preheat the surface here for 5 seconds. So that's one of the stages I always forget. And I'm going to pop in my Merry Christmas. And then I'm going to put this down, press the little timer, and off we go. Now, the other part that you are supposed to do that I always forget is to flip it over and give it 15 seconds on the other side. So we'll do that today. And this is a cold peel as well, so we'll let it cool down, but we can do both the applications because they're in separate areas. And then we'll let it cool down. You can also, if it was a layered image, if you saw my Santa Sacks that I did on Sunday on YouTube, that was 1, 2, 3 colored vinyls, I think. So I'm just going to flip this over and then give it 15 seconds on the back. And I layered them all up one after the other. So there was gold, red, and green foil. So you can do multiple applications, and also if it's a larger design, which one part of it was, you can also do it in sections as well. Okay, so there's our Merry Christmas. I'm going to open that up to the area where I'm going to have Ya Filthy Animal. And we'll warm that up again, just for 5 seconds. And we'll pop on our Ya Filthy Animal. And press the C, and off we go. So I thought this would be a bit of a laugh, and hang it on the stove and everyone's drying their hands, pop it in the bathroom. See who the first person is to notice it. Yeah, Linda's saying the hand towel looks quite fluffy. It is quite fluffy. So normally it's light pressure. I'm putting a little bit more pressure on it this time, but it should stick okay. I'm not expecting it probably to last, forever. I mean, obviously it's for Christmas anyway, and I'll just flip this over and heat it from the back. But it should stay on there, and it should stick to that sort of fluffier material. But for $2.50, it's pretty good. Yes, so good point. So someone's asking about a hard copy, and look, we've said this all along. There've been hard copies floating around since the EasyPress first came out, and the problem is the settings change. They introduce new substrates, materials. It's just not worth it. It's cricut.com/heat guide. Super easy. You can access it on your phone as well. So we'll pop that aside and let that cool down. The next one, which I've now got my little EasyPress Mini, which is all heated up for me. I'm not sure how this is going to go because this is I think it's called RFID wallet. And this, I think, was $10. It was down to $2. So you can put your driver's license or something on the front. Inside, there's plenty of room for some money and lots and lots, I think 18 cards. So great if you're traveling. I'm assuming, obviously, it's not leather. I'm hoping it's kind of faux leather rather than that PU leather. And therefore, this should work. So bear with me while I'll start the timer on the other EasyPress to help me count down. But what I thought it would be really cute is, surprise, Stevie. I did a little monogram. I thought this would be, my sister would like this. It's pink. She likes pink things. I hope this is the right way up, but I'm going to put her monogram on here. Again, using up scraps. I had this, I think that should be okay. Actually, I might just make that a bit firmer in there. Again, I just wanted to use up some scraps and this really lovely sort of purpley mauve kind of foil in my stash. I thought I would use that. So here goes nothing. Let's pop this bad boy on as well. But yeah, I thought this was a bargain for $2. Also because it obviously reminded me of travel. I do normally work in travel. Obviously travel's been hit really hard by all the goings on in the world. So this definitely resonated with me, but yeah, just sort of be a little cute little stocking stuffer for my sister, who was watching tonight and seeing what I'm making, her and Maggie. Don't let me forget to, I think we're done. Okay, so it didn't melt, which is good. So we'll let that cool down. Make sure it looks like it's stuck. Yep, excellent. Okay, well, everything's going well tonight. Don't let me forget to remove the transfer tape off our center board as well. Okay, so that is what? 1, 2, 3, 4 and a half, 3.5 projects down. And let's keep going. Jackie's asking, was the wallet smooth? So it's kind of, it's definitely got like a textured surface. Let me try and catch that in the light. You see that there? But it's not super rough. So it's not super rough, but yeah, it definitely does have a rough textured surface. So Deirdre's asking how long. So that was on low with the Mini Easy Press for 30 seconds, obviously constantly moving, light pressure, and it definitely has stuck. Oh yes, so Kerry's asking, Kerry's asking, is it best to keep the Mini Easy Press moving? Always. So the Mini Easy Press, you always move. There's not, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Natalie, there's not a situation where you would not move it, and it is on the heat guide as well, it'll tell you. Yep, so thanks, Nat. And it was 30 seconds. Awesome. All right, so next up we have, what are we going to do next? Next up I have this photo frame. I'm disappointed. I actually thought, and I should have opened it, I thought this was actually Perspex, and what I wanted to do, and so any of you out there that want to try this, you know, you get a lot of photo frames now that don't have glass. This was only $3 this frame. I thought it was plastic, but it actually turns out it's glass. If it was plastic, I was actually going to engrave on it, and I was going to engrave a Christmas sort of motif or a design around it. And it could be, I mean, think about it, all the holidays or weddings, all those special occasions. You could just do a really cool engraving on the Perspex that embellished the photo that's actually in the frame. But as it turns out, $3 does actually get you glass these days. So what I thought I would do, and I'm going to reuse my transfer tape again, because this is also shimmer vinyl in the black. Look at the detail on that. Isn't that gorgeous? So detailed. I think that was like ½ an inch tall. But what I thought I'd do, because we're going up to Brisbane, we're going to have, you know, it's been ages since I've seen my family. I'm just going to pop the word, I think I'm going to put family at the very top, and then 2020 at the bottom. And then I'm going to take a really nice photo on Christmas Day, and that is going to go take pride of place when I get home, so I can remember what my family looks like. So let's stick on the 2020 first. Again, I just think like a really simple but, you know, great way to take something that's very ordinary and make it very personal to you. So let's put this in here. So again, excuse my fat head getting in the way. Great thing about using a cutting board as well for your, which is one of the reasons why I like to use it as my surface, is that I can use it to sort of line everything up as well. So put that on there. Just burnishing it with my finger. Oh. Good time. Make sure everything's sticking down. Okay, there's 2020. And I'll just do this upside down because it'll just be easier for me to get to this part of the frame. And just put that across there. Okay, so make sure it's up the right way. Again, just using the mat to line everything up. Do you guys shop at the Reject shop? I don't really spend a lot of time in there normally. Sort of what things do you buy? Like, there's things that you buy every time you go. I think they always have really good deals on like dishwashing machine tablets. Or am I thinking of somewhere else? And just take that off slowly, making sure it's sticking. There we go. And we'll try and reuse that again if we need to. So there we go. So, and this is, again, it's hard to see, but it's this beautiful shimmer vinyl in black, which is definitely one of my favorite vinyls to work with. Really, really easy, great quality. I think my internet is going a little bit slower, so I might get a little bit grainy for you, but hopefully everything will still keep going smoothly. So I'll just pop that one to the side. Okay, so next up, we're almost there. What time is it? All right, we might just pick up the pace a little bit. So with this one here, what I've done, just moving to the bottom of the comments. So what I did here, this was actually a sign. This was $2. I bought it because it's a really solid piece of kind of chipboardy, woody stuff with a hanger. And it had no drama llama with a picture of a llama. I just put a white piece of vinyl over that, all right, to basically make it a clear canvas. And I'm going to embellish it with a nice saying that I thought was really, really cute. And that is what I'm going to do. So let's do that now. But I just thought for $2, I've got the wall hanger on a really good quality. On a really good quality piece of kind of wood, which is perfect. And then I can just embellish it. And then this is a great little gift ready to go, or a piece of home decor if you wanted to. Again, you could do this for the holidays, for the seasons. Just pick up that transfer tape. So I'm just going to pop down the largest piece first. So we just grab that, it's the transfer tape. Oh, so Janine bought one of these last night. Yeah, so really do anything you want. I ummed about all sorts of different things I was going to do. But I did like this. It just sort of resonated with me. I just thought it was kind of cute. Love gathers here is what it says. And yeah, that's what I'm going to put on there. I also thought of doing like a Santa stop here sign. So if you don't have one of those and you've got kids or grandkids, you could... it would totally be a really cool sign, I think. That's just supposed to be on an angle to sort of get my bearings right before I start looking at the application. So just taking it off, making sure everything's staying where it should. Excellent. And now just so... definitely supposed to be on a bit of an angle. I think that looks about right. Not much of a measurer. Sort of just eyeball everything. But putting the white vinyl on as well was really, really easy. I cut a piece that was larger than the sign, and then I just started to peel back one piece, applied it onto one edge, but it made it sort of slightly bigger than the square. Popped it onto the top here, and then as I was peeling it back, I just used my burnishing tool to get it really nice and smooth on here. And then once it was on there, I flipped it over and I used my True Control knife, which is like for those of you who don't know, it's like a craft knife, and I just trimmed right around the edges, and it worked beautifully. I wish I could apply vinyl like that all the time. It was bubble free, gorgeous. So peeling it back on itself, again, this is what I do. Peel my vinyl, peel my transfer tape right back on itself. Oh, and then try not to make it all stick to itself like it just did then, because I now want to pick up my word gathers. And I'm not doing a very good job of this, because so I'll just put that down on there. Okay. A nice burnish. Okay, and I'm going to cut this off because I've made a bit of a mess of that part. Okay, and I'll pop this off. I always get so stressed when I do vinyl because it's just not something that I'm most comfortable with. And I'm just going to slot this in here. Boom. There we go. I'll put this transfer tape aside, but there we go. Probably could have moved it over a little bit to the right, but super cute sign. Could put like, I thought this would actually look quite cute with some, you know, paper flowers or something, little embellishments on the corners as well. But yeah, really like that one. So there we go. There's another project down. And we are 2 away. So we're going to go really quick because I want to, am I going to show you this one? I might, are you guys okay if I keep going? I just, there's something that I just really want to, what I'm going to do, I'll tell you what I'm going to do, because I know that it is getting late. Just in case I go a little bit over, is I'm going to jump ahead a little bit and we're going to do our mug. Okay, and then we'll do the last project, but if you want to jump off, I'll totally understand. But the idea here is that I'm making a little coffee, or a little, this is going to be a little gift, one of those gifts with hot cocoa inside, some marshmallows, maybe a candy cane, and I can wrap it up with some cellophane. It's going to have a funny saying on the front. But what I wanted to show you is, you can see here that this text is slightly curved, yeah? And the reason being is that when if you put, and it's hard to, anyway, if I do a straight line, where's my pen? I'll try and draw on this. It might not draw because it's, actually, oh, actually I can do it with, hopefully you can see, yep, you can see the lines there. Because this has got, now this is not a curved surface, this is what I would call an angled surface. But if we cut our design in a straight horizontal line, when we apply it to our curve, what happens, or sorry, our angled surface, is that it curves, right? Because it can't go on straight, because so it's going to go up on an angle, like a smiley face, which is really happy, but not what you probably want when you've got that finished design. So what I've done is, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do it, is I've created, I'm going to show you how you can create a template so that when you apply your design, look, boom, straight on when you look at it. Okay, it doesn't look like it's on an angle as it does when it's not applied. So I'm going to show you exactly how I did that, and then we'll apply that design. And then I've got one more after that if you want to hang around. But I will completely understand. So again, the link is to this website is in the description. Basically, I just found this website and had a bit of a play around, and oh my God, it actually worked. So I'm going to show you exactly how you can achieve this yourself. So again, the link is in there. If the link, it should take you to Cone Templates, but you'll see up here on the sort of right-hand side highlighted in blue, Cone Templates is actually highlighted. And if you look down here, you can see there is a shape of a cone, and then they've got the top width, the base width, and then the height. Yeah, so the height is basically the length of the angled surface, and then obviously the top width is the radius, diameter, I should say, diameter of the bottom, and then what they call the base would be the diameter of the top. So effectively your mug upside down. So let me show you how we do this. Actually, we'll go split screen. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to get my tape measure, which I should have here somewhere. Okay. Now, the one thing that I found was I'm going to do this in inches, but you can do it in centimeters or millimeters, whatever works for you. The one thing that I found with this site, it doesn't like really small numbers. So when I measure the bottom of my mug, it was around, let's say 2.35. It's basically 2 3/8 of an inch. Yeah. So that works. I think it's like about 2.36, let's say, of in inches as a percentage, but it doesn't like numbers that small. So let me show you what I did. We'll go back into my share screen and go down. So the top width, where I wanted to say put 2.367, or 2.36, let's say. If I put 2.36, it's going to, Anyway, it doesn't like numbers that small. So what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of move the decimal place. So we'll even go down to the, so where I would have gone 2.36, we're going to go 2, pretend there's a point, and then do 3/6. Yeah. So hopefully this isn't like too complicated. I mean, I know it's math, but we're not really doing anything complicated. We're just kind of just moving the decimal point, if you like, just so that the number is a good size that this template is going to work with. The base width, I can tell you, was about 3.5, so 3.5. So again, I'm going to, rather than go 3.5, I'm going to go 3.5, but I'm also going to do 0 because we did 2.36, which was supposed to be 2.36 for the first number. So I'm doing 3.50 for the second number. Are we making sense? I hope we're making sense. With the height, that was actually 4 inches. Again, I'm going to go 4, and then we'll pretend there's a point, 0, 0. Is that making sense? So basically, you need to be at least double digits. So yeah. So if the base was 2 inches, you'd want it to be 20. Things like that. So I'm really hoping that makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, add in the comments or send me a PM what your measurements are, and I'll tell you what the numbers are, and you'll get it. Once you've done it once, you'll nail it. Then I click calculate. And here is my template, which I'm just going to zoom my screen down. Oh, what am I going to... Yeah. Why I need to zoom this out. Segments. Why can't I zoom? Control command. Sorry, I need to just zoom this out. There we go. So it really doesn't matter how big this design is at this stage. What matters is that the dimensions are correct. So I'm just going to take a screenshot of this. Now, this works on your phone as well. So, don't be put off by that. You can totally do this on your phone. Now I'm going to go into Cricut Design Space. I'm going to go New Project. And I'm going to upload image. And we're going to upload that template into Cricut Design Space. So upload image, browse, or you can drag and drop it on, but I'll just browse, and I think it's on my desktop. Should be this one here. I'm just going to go simple, continue. And the first thing that I'm going to do is obviously shrink this down, but I'm going to crop this image. So let's crop this down. So we just want this part here. And I'm just going to crop out that. Just making sure I get it. It's actually really easy to do on the phone. There we go. I'm going to get it this time. Boom. All right, then we'll click back. Okay, so here's our template. And we're going to use the eraser tool now and just remove the outside portion. Yep. So then we click continue and we're going to save it as a cut file. So we'll call this mug template. You can give it some tags if you want to, and then we'll click save. And now we're going to upload that into our canvas. Okay, now we'll make this smaller again. Okay, so here's the fun stuff. Okay. So what we know is that this length here is 4 inches. Yeah. So if I just move this to it's basically up to a straight line, we want to make sure that that is basically, if I line that up to the 4-inch mark, you can see here that it's just gone past the 8-inch mark. So I need to make it a little bit smaller. So basically now that's 4 inches. Now that means that that is going to line up to my the length of my mug. So now the dimensions for that are 100% accurate. The next thing that we want to do is we want to look at this basically horizontal. So we've got my cutout image on the angle. So now we're just going to revolve our image around. Then we just want to use our lines on our grid, and I'll just put on the 1/4 inch lines. We want to line them up, and that looks about right. I'll change the color to white because my mug is white. Okay, and that is our template, ready to go. Obviously, we're not going to actually cut this. It's just a little bit off. I'm just going to angle it. Now we've got our template to work with. That is basically now the surface of our mug all the way around. So now we're going to add some text. Now, because you can only cut or curve one row of text at a time, this is what I did. So I just add, like my humorous saying is, your hot chocolate. So I just put capitals on, your, changed the font, and I used base something. Search Basecamp. Okay, so there's your, and then I just Command C or Control C or right click and copy, and then Command or Control or right click and paste. Then I just got the word hot, and then again copy and copy and paste again, and then your hot, and then in brackets chocolate. Yep. Okay, so there are our words. I'm just going to move this out of the way at the moment. Now, just so, because I wanted with my design, I wanted everything kind of the same kind of width and design, but effectively you design these however, whatever size you want. What I did, I found it easier just to grab my first one and make it, I think I made it 4 inches wide. Then I made the second word, I wanted the same proportions. I made that 4 inches wide. And then likewise with chocolate, I made that 4 inches wide. So they're all effectively the same width, same size in length. Yeah. Okay. So that's kind of how I started and where I got to in the first place. Now we're going to curve our text. So I'm just going to grab, and we can resize this later. It doesn't really matter how big it is now. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my first word, and I'm going to position that right on top, the tip of that template. I'm also going to select the template and the word, go to a line, and I'm going to center horizontally. So now that word, based on its length, is now perfectly centered with that template and that curve. And then I'm going to select the word and go to curve, and then I'm going to increase the curve so it starts to match the template that I have created. Yeah. So I think that it's probably about 21 seems good, 21.419. Now, in order for me to get the other words now perfectly aligned in the same angle, I can select that number, and again, Control C or Command C on a Mac, and I can copy it. I can select my next word, go to Curve, and I can paste it in there. Yep. And then likewise with my last word, I can go to Curve, and I can paste that in there as well. Okay, so here are my words, all the same. It doesn't really matter at the moment. I'm moving them around, that's fine, but they're all curved on the same angle. So I just sort of kind of positioned them to where they're distanced, where I'm happy with the distance. And then again, I'm going to select all. I'm going to align, horizontally align, and then I'm going to attach. So it's going to keep them in exactly the same place. That's also going to effectively group them. So now that I can resize them however I like. So really hope that's making sense. But now you can see that now my template, I can sort of, just to get an eye, we're not going to cut this white piece. We're just using it literally as a template. So I can go, oh, it's a bit big. I want to make it a little bit smaller. Whatever you want to do, you size it. You're happy with it. You know, you can, whatever you're happy with, you do you. And then you're basically good to go. You can click make it. And then effectively we're going to ignore the template and we're going to cut the words that are slightly on an angle. Now with this design, I also just added, because it was Christmassy, I added some snowflakes as well. I'll show you some snowflakes also, but let's apply this to our mug and see what it looks like. So let me know if you've got any questions, but I really hope that made sense. I hope that I explained it in language you can actually understand. What I may do as well is, I actually think this is a really great technique, one that I'm really happy that I've finally taken the time to learn how to do. So I may actually like pull out this piece of this video and actually post it on YouTube separately, just so you've got it as a point of reference. What I'll also do with the replay is I will add chapter marks as well, so that if you're watching on the replay, you'll be able to just click on the chapter and it will take you directly to that spot. So while I'm doing this application, who wants to know how they can win a $200 voucher for Laser Blanks? Now Laser Blanks, we love Laser Blanks. Laser Blanks love you guys. They want to give you a chance to win a $200 voucher. I've included a link to their store, their online store, in the description below. But effectively, what I want you to do is this week, you just need to think about, remember the last competition we did? What you need to think about this week is what your favorite blank is from their website, okay? Now, next week, 7 p.m. Australian Eastern Time. Natalie, if you're watching, I'm sorry, I can't remember what you're doing next week. But yeah, so Thursday, 7 p.m. Australian Eastern Time, Natalie will be live on YouTube. She will give you the second part of the information that you need in order to join or participate in that competition. So make sure you're tuned in next week as well. And then what we'll do is we'll post on the page, and then when it's my turn to go live, we will announce the lucky winner. And I hope it's you. Or it will be one of you. All right, so I'm just going to pop that down. Now, lots of people, you know, I personally like to put my designs on the opposite side, so that when someone's drinking, you know, someone else can see the design, typically because sometimes it's a little bit offensive. So that's what I'm going to do, but other people like to have it facing them. Again, you do you, right? So that's what I'm going to do, is just pop my design on. So making sure I'm in the middle. Yay! I've never done this before. So when I found this website, I tested it. What I did is I did a print and cut, and then I cut it out, and I just tested it to make sure it looked right. And this is the first time I've actually applied it, cut the design, and actually applied it And it's awesome. I hope you guys use this technique, find it useful. And you could use this on a vase, on a drink bottle. Again, making sure that it's an angled surface, not a curved surface. And yeah, love to see what you guys come up with. Just make sure I get that off there. And look at that. It looks straight, doesn't it? Oh, I've got to cover my head. Isn't that cool? It looks good, right? Yay! It worked. All right, and I'll just quickly put my little stars on. So happy. And also Sunday, again, 11 a.m. 11 a.m. on Sundays on YouTube. I go live every Sunday, and really the idea is that I just go live for, hopefully people join me. So far you have joined me. But I'm there to answer any cricket questions and talk about materials, machines. I'll let you know if there's any deals going, like, oh my God, have you seen the Explore Air deal at the moment? Explore Air 2, $368, I think. Incredible price. And that's at Harvey Norman. Big W have the Joy Bundle, which is loaded with extras for the price of the machine, $349. That one I think is on, it's already, I think they've sold the pre-sale, so now it's on pre-order. But that's another great deal as well, and you get the card mat and cards and vinyl, and I think the large mat, all sorts of stuff. Really, really good. Oh, and the basic tool set, which is cool. One last star to go, and then I may call it quits. I do have one more project to go, but I feel like I've kept you all well and truly long enough. All right, there we go. So your hot chocolate and just some stars again in the shimmer, just using up all those scraps as well. Awesome. Look, I'll just have a quick look at your questions and comments. The last one, just so you know, this was, I think this was $3. It's a ceramic jar, which was going to be Nana's Sweet Shop, but I've decided that it's going to be an elf quarantine thing, container. All right, I'm going to keep going then. I'll keep going. Look, I totally understand if you want to drop off, but what I've done is I've actually used my Joy. All of these projects can be made on the Joy, the Explore Air, and the, which I should check and see if this is now okay, on the Joy, Explore, and the Maker. Even this one, you could slice it up and you could totally cut it out on the Joy. I feel like this is just not destined to work, but let's try. See if I can. No, I don't think so. I might have to. I think this might need a layer of Mod Podge. Yeah. All right, I'm going to leave it. I might even just leave it overnight, but I'll share that once that's finished. I might have to redo that one. I'll let you know if I have to redo it. Hopefully, if I leave it overnight, it'll be good to go. But yes, here is my little. This is going to be my little Elf on the Shelf quarantine zone. And what I also did was with the Joy, because you've got the writable vinyl, which is fabulous, was because I wanted to use all my scraps, I was going to go and buy chalkboard vinyl from Spotlight, but I thought, you know what? No, don't do that. I probably wasted more product, but I haven't gone out and bought anything. But ultimately what I've done is I've created these little stickers, which I've just got, so 14 counting down to 1, and then each day we can just pop on the new sticker. So let's get this guy together. So I'll reuse my transfer tape. We'll start out with the largest piece. Now this is a bit of a curved surface, so I'm feeling like this is could be a little bit tricky, but I'm hoping that the vinyl gods are smiling on me and not hating on me. We'll try and, I just wanted to put this together in one piece because this will set the dimensions from all of the other components that I need to add on, that I can easily add on one at a time, but it'll just be easier for me to do this all in one go. So do you guys have Elf on the Shelf in your house? I think this will be the last year that he'll be visiting us. It's my gut feeling. Again, I'll share all of these designs on my Facebook page. So if you're not following me on Facebook, make sure that you are. Just quickly, again, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, make sure you're following myself and also Nat's Crafty Life. Not just on YouTube, but on Instagram, on Facebook, and of course on YouTube. So I'm just going to get these down. Okay. Back to the overhead. Okay, so getting these positioned together will just tell me where everything else will sit. And I really wish, if you haven't seen the black shimmer, you can see a little bit of a sparkle there. It really is so beautiful. I mean, shimmer vinyl, shimmer will be my all-time favorite. And then I love the textured metallics, and just look at the detail. I mean, it's teeny tiny small. Look at my fingernail. It's really, really detailed. So that's the first part. Let's then pop in all of the other bits to make sure I know what my design is supposed to look like. All right, so I'm just going to pick up. So using the same transfer tape, and I'm not going to lie, I'm pretty terrible at reusing transfer tape, so this is very unusual for me, so I'm actually feeling quite proud of myself. And it's a good reminder, and partly the reason that I'm hopeless at it is because normally I'm not taking as much care as I am tonight. So normally it's flying off and getting tangled up, and yeah, it's pretty messy. But that's crafting, right? Crafting is meant to be messy. All right, so again, this is a curved surface, so going slowly just down the middle, and then I go out from there. And I really shouldn't, I just realized that part actually isn't shimmer vinyl, so I probably shouldn't have used normal transfer tape, but that's good because it's working, because it's been reused a few times, so that's great. This is shimmer, so in the red. But I also thought the good thing about this is, because this is going to be the last year that the Elf is going to visit our house, I really want to go all out this year. I don't want to do it for like 30 days. So I figured this gives me 2 weeks off. And then I can focus on doing a really amazing job the rest of the time. If you guys go out, if you're doing it maybe for the first time this year, or you don't know, if you don't have any ideas, make sure you're following Twins and a Blog on Instagram. She does amazing things for her 2 sets of twins. It's one letter, it's not coming off, there it is. So I will definitely be following her. But if you do it every year and you're crazy at it and you're amazing at it, let me know, and because I want to know what you do so that I can copy you. again, just I get it down the middle on these curved surfaces, and then I just go out from one side to the other. This is really pretty. My little T is not happy. All right. Okie doke, and I've got a couple of more bits to go on. Actually, my T is getting destroyed there. Actually, I've got one more bit to go on, and then he's done. And then you're free to go. I don't know how they're supposed to go. Awesome. All right, so because this is going to be day 14 when he comes out, so I'll grab my first sticker. So this is the Smart Writable vinyl. I shall pop him on. And there he goes. The Elf Quarantine Zone, 14 days until release. So there you go. All good. So have a wonderful night. Thanks so much for joining. See you on Sunday, 11 a.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time. And tune in for Nat next week at 7 p.m. on Thursday. Have a wonderful rest of the week. Have a wonderful weekend. I'll see you on Sunday. If not, I'll see you soon. All right, everyone. Take care. See you later. Bye.